Stop walking past your basement. Just stop. The civilian sees storage. The veteran sees a staging area. Every veteran I've known runs their basement the way they ran a supply room, labeled, rotated, and ready before the phone rings. Let that land. 13 items coming. One is a 50-cent rubber strip from the plumbing aisle that veterans buy by the case because it solved a problem in 2005 that civilians still haven't learned. I'm holding it for the middle. Item 1. The labeled 5-gallon bucket wall. Home Depot, $4 each. Civilians stack random buckets. Veterans line 12 along one wall. Rice, beans, oats, salt, sugar, coffee, dog food, each with a Sharpie date on the lid. The Marine Corps taught it. If it isn't labeled, it doesn't exist. Running total, $48. Item 2. The headlamp on a nail by the stairs. $5 Energizer. Fresh AAAs taped to the strap. Civilians fumble for a phone flashlight. Veterans never enter a dark space without hands-free. Running total, $53. Item 3. The cot. Surplus aluminum frame, $40. Civilians sleep on the couch when the power fails. Veterans set up a cot in the warmest room and rotate family members through it. Fort Bragg basics. A cot keeps you off cold concrete, which steals body heat through conduction. Running total, $93. Item 4. The dry bag with a complete change of clothes. Socks, underwear, fleece, jeans, watch cap. $20 for the bag, clothes from the closet. Civilians keep wet clothes on after a flood backs into the basement. Veterans know hypothermia kills above freezing if you stay wet. The 2017 Harvey rescues pulled people in dry July temperatures already shivering. Running total, $113. 4 items in. Just over $100 into a system most homeowners never even sketch. Pattern over product. Every veteran basement looks the same for a reason. Item 5. The wall-mounted fire extinguisher. A, B, C rated. 2.5 pounds, $30. Mounted with the bracket. Not sitting on the floor where it gets buried. Civilians own one and can't find it. Veterans mount one within 6 feet of every heat source. Running total, $143. Item 6. The gasketed ammo can, repurposed. $30 at any surplus store. Veterans don't use it for what civilians assume. They use it as a waterproof, rodent-proof, EMP-resistant document vault. Passports, deeds, insurance, photos on a flash drive. The Katrina lesson nobody forgets. Running total, $173. Item 7. The one I've been holding. The 50-cent rubber strip. Read that again. Adhesive-backed, closed-cell foam weather stripping. Plumbing aisle, 1/2 inch thick, 20 feet for $6. Let that land. Closed-cell EPDM foam carries an R value of 4.0 per inch and a water absorption rate under 1% by volume, meaning floodwater can't wick into it and cold can't pass through it. Stay with me. Veterans run that strip around every basement doorframe, every utility cutout, every gap where the sill plate meets the foundation. One $20 roll seals an entire basement against the 2 enemies that destroyed Gulf Coast homes in 2005: water intrusion and convective heat loss. Hurricane Katrina post-loss reports documented the pattern across thousands of structures. Water entered through gaps under a 1/4 inch wide, and unsealed basements lost interior temperature twice as fast as sealed ones during the 10-day grid failure. The veterans who'd weather stripped on a Saturday afternoon came home to dry concrete. The ones who hadn't came home to mold. Running total, $193. Item 8. The manual sump pump backup. $40 hand pump from a marine supply store, mounted next to the electric one. Civilians own one sump pump and pray the power holds. Veterans own 2, one electric, one human-powered. When the grid fails during the storm that caused the flooding, the second pump is the only pump. Running total, $233. 8 items deep. Just over $200 into a basement that handles 3 failure modes at once: water, cold, and dark. 5 items left. The final shelf is where the deepest habits live. Item 9. The tool wall. Pegboard, hooks, painted silhouettes behind each tool. $60 total. Civilians dig through a drawer. Veterans see at a glance what's missing. The Air Force calls it shadowboarding. If the hammer isn't on the hook, you know in 1 second, not after 20 minutes of searching while water rises. Running total, $293. Item 10. The case of bottled drinking water on the bottom shelf, and the 55-gallon food-grade drum on the floor next to it. $100 for the drum, $20 for the case. Civilians store one case and feel covered. Veterans store both. The case for grab and go, the drum for stay and hold. 55 gallons is 2 weeks of drinking and cooking water for a family of 4. Texas, 2021. Boil notices ran 9 days in some counties. The households with stored water didn't stand in line. Running total, $413. Item 11. The small wood stove or kerosene heater, pre-staged on a sheet of cement board. $150 for the heater, $10 for the board. Civilians wait until the storm to figure out heat. Veterans pre-stage. Heater positioned, fuel beside it, CO detector overhead, window crack spot marked. Setup time during the emergency, 0 minutes. Civilian setup time, panic. Running total, $573. Item 12. The labeled medication and first aid station. Plastic 3-drawer organizer, $12. Lined with everything from ibuprofen to gauze to a tourniquet. Each drawer labeled, each item dated. Civilians keep Band-Aids in a kitchen junk drawer. Veterans run a basement aid station the way a medic runs an aid bag. The 2010 Haiti earthquake response documented the pattern. The households that pre-organized medical supplies treated wounds in minutes. The ones who didn't lost hours hunting through cabinets. Running total, $585. Item 13. The written inventory sheet, taped inside the basement door. 1 sheet of paper, 1 pen on a string. Civilians try to remember what they own. Veterans write it down. What's there, what's dated, what needs rotation, what's missing. The single cheapest item on this list and the one that holds the entire system together. Without it, every other item slowly disappears into clutter. Running total, $585. Same number, because the sheet costs nothing and it's worth more than the other 12 combined. The framework? Label, stage, rotate. 3 habits that turn a basement from storage into a staging area. You're not shopping panic, you're shopping the plan. You walked in seeing a basement full of stuff. You walked out seeing a basement built like a supply room. Don't tackle this in one weekend. Spread it across the summer. Labels in June, weather stripping in July, water and heat staged by August, the inventory sheet on the door before the first frost. 1 quiet hour at a time. Next video covers the 7 things veterans keep in their vehicle that civilians never think to carry, including the $10 item that turns any car into a survivable shelter for 48 hours. I'll see you there. The basement doesn't care how organized you intend to be. It only cares whether the system was built before the lights went out.